pays closing costs when buying a home? Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Morrison, your local Chicagoland real estate attorney, and today let's talk about closing costs. This is likely to be a big concern for you if you are buying a home because it affects your bottom line, and it's not just the cost of the house, but everything else that you need to factor in. And if you're thinking about that, first I'd just like to say that you're on the right track. This is absolutely something that you should be considering when you are purchasing a house and doing all the math that you need to do to make sure that the numbers will work for you. You definitely don't want to forget about the costs beyond just the purchase price of the home that you'll incur. So there's a few different buckets of costs that you'll incur when you buy a home. Of course, the first and largest one is the purchase price of the home itself. Beyond that, you also need to pay for your home inspection fee. You also will be paying for an appraisal if your lender finds one necessary. Sometimes they're waived, sometimes they're not. That depends on your particular situation. And then beyond that, you're going to have a few other fees. You're going to have the fees for your loan itself. And this is from a processing fee to a flood certification fee to your underwriting, all sorts of different fees. As part of those lender's fees, there are usually prepaid costs that you need to account for as well. And this is especially if you are escrowing for your taxes and insurance. These costs can be significant depending on what time of year it is. You might have a lot that you need to escrow right now. There could be a lot that you need to escrow because you are facing having to pay your first installment of property taxes as a new homeowner in the fall, the second installment of 2020 taxes right now, 2019 taxes payable in 2020, I mean. So for your escrow, you'll likely have to put in at least a couple months for the taxes to start that. Again, at least a couple months for your homeowner's insurance. If there's a mortgage insurance premium as well, if there's flood insurance, these are all things that you'll have to fund that with. There's also prepaid interest, and this can either be significant or next to nothing depending on what time of month you are closing. If it's the beginning of the month, this prepaid interest will be a greater fee because it's for every day between the day you close and the day, the beginning of the month and the day you close. If you're closing at the end of the month, then there will only be a couple days there and there won't be as many. So those are all of your lender's fees. Now there's going to be title fees as well. You'll have the title policy for the lender, recording your mortgage and deed, some other fees there. Then for the actual closing itself, that fee as well to the title company, paying them for facilitating the transaction there. And then your attorney's fees. Usually as buyer, you aren't paying anything towards your realtor, but if you do have, a buyer's representation agreement with your realtor that specifies a minimum amount that is payable, it is possible that you might owe, 0.5% or percent to your realtor over and above what they're paid by the sellers. So those are all your closing costs. Now, these are things that are due and owing from the buyers. And the buyers are obligated to make sure that those costs are paid. Now, that being said, it is possible for you to get a seller's closing cost credit to you toward paying those fees. And in that instance, you can, lessen the amount of money that you need to bring to closing to cover all these closing costs by having that negotiated as part of your contract with the sellers. So in that instance, perhaps, your contract will read that you're going to buy this home for $400,000, but the seller is going to give you $4,000 toward closing costs. And in that case, $4,000 of your closing costs then would be covered by the sellers, even though it's really your obligation. They're going to give you that money toward you paying that at closing. That's not money that you're going to get in hand. It really just will take down the amount that you need to bring to closing itself. So I hope that that's been helpful. There is absolutely a lot of math that you need to think through. If you need help with that, I'm here for you. Please reach out. If you found that this video was helpful, do give it a like, share it with anyone else who might benefit from this knowledge, and please subscribe so you can continue seeing my videos. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.